Guys, happy Sunday. So, video one, faith leads to relaxation. Now, we all know if you've been following my videos that relaxation is really, really important. So, faith, how does that lead to relaxation? Well, let's say understand what faith actually is. Faith is complete trust and confidence in something or someone. That's what is defined in the dictionary. Complete trust and confidence. That's something, faith is something that's completely absolute. There's no wishy-washy there. It's a kind of a decision. It's kind of something that's 100% complete faith and confidence. Now, confidence is something that's really bandied around like that, and it's really misunderstood, and it's really diluted in what it actually means. And confidence is faith is confidence. Confidence is something absolute as well. It's something that you have trust in. So they all, basically the words mean very much the same thing. Confidence is absolute, 100% confidence is trust in something. And what I mean is the faith is the trust you have in yourself to run a PB or win the race. That's what you have. You're going to win the race. That's what something faith is. Faith is something that is absolute, that you've crystal clear, made that decision. I am going to win this race. And that's what you need to have before on the start line of a race. You've got to have that absolute faith in what you're about to achieve. Or you don't have to, but it helps you to do it. It's your better chance of actually getting a PB in that state than being engulfed by nerves and fear and doubt. Because doubt is the killer here. What doubt does is just smudges everything. I'll tell you why, because faith leads to focus, and focus is something the body enjoys, and the focus gives the body the opportunity to relax because it's got a direction it wants to go in. So if it's got a clear direction, absolute direction, then it can relax and say, right, I've got clear, I know where I want to go. Mind and body is connected. What doubt does is smudges everything, and it basically, the direction is just obliterated. It doesn't know what it's doing. So when you bring doubt into actually the beginning of the race, that's not what you want to do. The body's getting confused. Your body is getting confused, and it gets weaker under confusion. It gets tighter under confusion. So what I mean is faith gives you focus, which leads to relaxation. And that's what you need to bring at the start of the race. And I've got a story to illustrate that, because back in the day, when 10 years ago, might have been even 15 years ago, when I was racing, and I was booked in an event to run the 400-meter hurdles, and I was looking forward to it all week. And I think it was on Saturday or Sunday or something like that. But I actually turned up for the event, and I found out that I'd missed the event. Idiot! I missed the event, and I was understandably angry, seething. Actually, I was really angry with myself because I travelled quite a long distance. I think an hour and a half, 2 hours probably to get to the event. And this happened in Ireland. So it was something that I'd spent time travelling to, and I'd gone and missed the event. I arrived late. And I thought, I went away angry with myself. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I said, well, I'm not leaving this event without a PB. I decided that I'm going to do something. I'm going to run a race and I'm going to come out with a PB. I don't know what it was that gave me, but that anger kind of gave me that focus on what I wanted to do. I used it well. And so I went to the organisers and see if there was a place in the 400 metres later on, so 400-metre flat later on. And I just entered myself. There was space. I entered myself in one of the races, and I went away and prepared for it. But I made the decision there and then, I'm coming away with a PB. And leading up to that, the training was sporadic at this time because I was coming back from an injury, from a hamstring injury. So that month, or a couple of weeks leading up to it, actually, at least, I only trained a handful of times, probably 2 or 3 times in that. So I was coming back into an event that was not peak fitness as well, which would have put a lot of athletes in doubt. Well, I'm not, as it happens, a lot of athletes, when they haven't had their complete training, the doubt sets in that I'm not fit enough. Well, not fit enough is one of the key doubts that comes in with athletes, which is absolutely useless. You cannot have that before a race. Never mind how much training you've done. Never mind, you cannot bring that into a race. So I came in to say, I don't care that I haven't had enough training. I'm going to do a PB. Now, did I put an exact time on it? I can't remember whether I put an exact time on it, but I decided there and then this is what I was going to do. I had direction, and it was crystal clear in my mind. So I went out, ran the 400-meter flat, and I felt powerful. I felt I was focused, I was determined, and I felt that gave my body, I felt as I was running down the back straight, that kind of power but relaxation at the same time, that efficiency as you're going like that, as you're running into it, running around the second bend. And I ran a PB. You know, not enough training, coming back from an injury, for a lot of people that says that, well, that shouldn't have happened. Well, it did, because I gave my body direction. I had faith in what I wanted to do and what I was going to do. So faith is something that's stronger than, is something absolute. It's a direction that says, I've made a decision, this is what's happening, this is what I'm going to do. And once you have that faith in what you're going to do, that brings focus, and that gives the body, it's able to relax because it's got a clear direction. Mind and body has a clear direction. Remember, doubt is one thing that comes in that smudges everything. Nerves come in at the beginning of the event, that is going to bring up doubt. God, it can't be consumed like that. I've done a great video on actually, which I'm happy with, is called the so what. Why so what is so important before a race, and so what is something that directs you. The phrase so what is something that directs you away from the nerves, or lessens the power of the nerves and puts you directly on what you want to achieve. So faith is something you need before a race. So faith is something, absolute direction you need before a race, whether it's sprinting or 400 meters. Remember, faith brings a focus, which brings clear focus, which brings relaxation. The body enjoys that. So hopefully that video was helpful for you. Just leaves me to say thanks for watching. Like the video, please smash the like button and share it as well. And if you want, please subscribe to my channel as well. So this leaves me to say thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.